What's up? This is one tech for every character in Smash Ultimate Part 5. Cool. We've covered about half the roster by now, so go check out the previous parts if you want to check out another character I might have already covered. This video is going to be about the second half of the B tier to finish off this top half of the 2024 community tier list. If you have any fun suggestions for any of these 12 characters, which I'll cover in the next episode, please let me know. I always check out every comment. Also, by the way, I say this every episode, but the rules are that my picks for everyone's tech can't be something super obvious, but it also can't be something completely useless either. So, you know, no, did you know Luigi is really stupid. I hate him. Also, if you don't want to miss out on future episodes, make sure to subscribe. That would be really cool. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Ooh. If you don't want to, that's cool too. Hope you enjoy the video anyway. To start out, Captain Falcon's best. Wait, no, not best. Captain Falcon's tech is the double up air from ledge. Falcon's up air is amazing, and landing the second up air here opens up a bunch of opportunities because, again, it's up air. Falcon players love landing this move, and also landing it closer to the ground means you have more leeway to follow it up with whatever you want. This may look simple, and the input kinda is, but the reason I call this an actual technique and not just going for up air twice is because Falcon usually can't do this. It requires a couple funky inputs, because if you just do the normal drop down and double jump from ledge, you actually can't land the second up air. It doesn't come out in time. So here's how you do it. The only complicated part here is that you need to drift back from the ledge, because these slants here that almost all tournament legal stages have messed with Falcon's momentum and make it impossible for him to get his second up air. So by drifting back, the slant doesn't mess your movement up, and if you buffer a second up air, it'll come out just as you hit the ground. Following the whole slants thing, the easiest legal stage to do this in is Kalos, because it doesn't have that, but you can do it anywhere. Just make sure you get the timing down, because it might vary a little bit from stage to stage. And then as for the things you can get with this up air, it depends on percentage and DI and stuff, but like I said earlier, this is Falcon up air, so anything, you can get anything. It's really cool. I'm gonna show you some of the stuff you can do in like 6 seconds, but before that, thanks to this video by The Goat on YouTube. I'll leave a link to their video in the description if you want more info, along with all of my other cool sources. For Luigi, I actually had a really hard time, because there's things like using 0 to edge guard, or the 0 to death combo, or aerial 0 to grab that I could choose, but like I said earlier, I think these are too obvious, and I want something that I don't see Luigi's do a lot, so here it is. This is a little trick not a lot of Luigi players do, and it's called empathy. Wind Gimping is a trick Luigi players can do sometimes when edgeguarding. If you use this down B cyclone facing the stage while edgeguarding, its windbox pushes people away, which is not supposed to happen apparently. According to Crimson Starfall, who's the owner of the Luigi Discord, this is an actual coding error by Ultimate's developers. Normally, Luigi's Cyclone is meant to have a windbox that sucks people in, and the way it works is that the windbox by default goes towards Luigi's face, but the game checks his front and back sides to flip the windbox direction in case he's using it on someone who's behind him. If it doesn't detect anything or detects someone in front of him, it'll stay the same, but the aerial version of this move is different, because it only checks Luigi's front instead of his front and back, which means if you're edgeguarding with this move facing away from your opponent, thanks to some weird coding, the windbox from Cyclone won't detect Roy here, which means it just won't flip and will continue to face towards Luigi's face, and you can just Youngling's tech is the double bomb 2-frame. It's a setup that gives him a 9-frame window to score a 2-frame, which is really generous. A 2-frame is when you catch someone during the 2 frames of vulnerability they have while snapping to ledge. Youngling's bomb is already pretty good at 2-framing, but if you want better odds at getting it, then all you need to do is Z-drop a bomb here and then try to time your bomb throw down, and you'll have a much easier time timing your bomb 2 frames. This works best with characters that don't have the best ledge grabs or have recoveries that are easier to react to, like Arsene Joker's up B or Fox and Falco, and you can follow this up with a bunch of aerials to either kill or set up for more edge guards, if they can even make it back, right? Because they probably will have no jump, right? Thanks a bunch to Myriad on my Discord for recommending this tech to me. This video by Super Semi does a really good job at explaining it. There's actually some stuff I didn't mention, like frame things about how bombs explode on certain frames or something. I don't know. Go check it out. Let's move on. Sephiroth is a character who has a really scary advantage state, but when he's cornered or he's under a lot of pressure, he's not exactly the best at getting out of there sometimes. But thanks to this cool tech I found in this video by Shoxus called the Blade Dash, I think you Sephiroth players are gonna have an easier time getting out of platforms. Here's how it works. If you time it right and jump out of shield, use your up B and quickly move your left stick down, you'll use up B through a platform and it'll catch people lacking. It's a fun, aggressive option to get off platforms with. You can hold up B for a hard punish, and because an air is Sephiroth's only fast-ish aerial, using up B makes it so you can attack as soon as you drop from platforms, something a lot of fighters do, but Sephiroth actually usually can't because his aerials are slow, so this fixes that. It's pretty cool. In Shox's video, you'll find some cool examples of this, along with certain mistakes that can happen, like if you end up not going through the platform and other stuff like that. For Mii Brawler, we have something called the Fortnite Flash. Thanks to M9, SSB, and Legendary Soil 1064 for suggesting this in the comments. It's actually super fun and super useful and pretty easy. So the Fortnite Flash involves flying Mach Punch, one of Brawler's neutral Bs, and it turns this move that is alright into a good out of shield option, a good edge guard mix-up, and a lot of other stuff actually, because this move usually stalls well in the air, which can be fun and good, but this means that it's not really something you can use as a landing option unless you are purposely trying to mix up your timing, I guess. But people can react to it, and if you don't want to approach with it, then you can't, because this move stops you in your tracks unless you use the Fortnite Flash. If you jump quickly and press neutral B for some reason, this will make it so the move doesn't stall you in the air like it normally would. And you can use this to mix up your landings on people. If you're up on a platform, if they block it, they might end up dropping shield early because they're not expecting a multi-hit move like this one. Because again, usually this stalls you in the air, so there's no real reason for why they would be expecting you to land with a multi-hit. And the same goes if you do it grounded. This turns into a B-reversible frame 13 out of shield option, which isn't really fast, but is something you'll land sometimes because, you know, 13 frames isn't bad. And yeah, the whole B-reverse thing is kind of cool because you usually can't B-reverse this move. I don't know why, but if you do the Fortnite Flash input, then you just can't. I can't explain it. I don't know why, you just can't. This also works if you do it off a platform. So if you master this, you're going to be catching a lot of people off guard because, well, again, this move is supposed to stall you in the air, right? And now it doesn't. And this move is supposed to be non-B-reversible, and now it is. So this tech lets you play around with these moves properties a lot more than you usually would be able to. Go check out Waidu. He made an amazing, easy to understand guide for this. The link to it is with all the other ones, and yeah, Fortnite, let's go! Where is he? There he is. For Falco, we have a cool edgeguard slash sledge trap setup called the Stall Spike. The Stall Spike is a thing that you can do with Falco's side B. The little sissy liberal spike hitbox that it has is a fun thing to land sometimes, but you'll get it way more often if you use side B towards the ledge and then hold down as you reach the ledge. Holding down makes it so you don't grab the ledge. Every character can do it. I like to do it with Inkling as a mix-up just to mess with people. And Falco can do this and hang out here for a bit with his side B active, and it's a really good way to catch people as they try to recover low. Your opponent has to time the recovery so they don't get to it while Falco's here. The easiest way to set yourself up for this is by just running off and doing it, or jumping off and doing it. I guess you could do it while recovering, but it does require some spacing, and doing a run off side B just naturally sets you up for it. Thanks to William9846 for the idea. You finally got in, man. They've been leaving a bunch of suggestions all throughout the series. Thanks a lot. This deck is super fun. And then also Luke Lighthouser, you called it Lingering Phantasm. I am assuming you meant this tech too, so thanks a bunch to you too. Cool. For Greninja, we have a super cool setup that was shared in this tweet by Appalotion, who sent me a bunch of cool tech for this character. Thanks a lot, man. These are the grab release combos. I've heard stuff about grab release combos in the past, you know, Twitter combos, like when your opponent mashes out as soon as you're going for a pummel and they get released right in front of you and you follow it up with something, but no follow-up here will ever be true. Because when someone's released from your grab, you both end up with even frame advantage, which means you can both act at the same time. But Greninja is a little special here because he doesn't have anything true that can combo out of his grab release, but going for down tilt here can be surprisingly consistent for a bunch of different reasons. Everything just aligns perfectly for Greninja to go for down tilt here. It's frame 5, so already pretty quick, especially considering your opponent will probably be mashing out an option and will sometimes end up getting a miss input, which will more often than not end up being something slower than frame 5. But there's more, because even if they shield in time or mash out an option that is faster than frame 5, the grab release puts you at a distance where down tilt is is safe on shield. And also keeping in mind the low profile here, Greninja ducks down and he can dodge a bunch of stuff. The odds of you getting a down tilt after this kind of grab release are always in your favor. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. This helps Greninja out a lot because he already has some amazing combos, but when it's time to finish a stock, he doesn't get guaranteed kills off throws, or they rely too much on DI, and down tilt doesn't. It's a really good move for Greninja's kill setups, so if you're ever playing Greninja and you're trying to score a kill at high percents, try this out next time. It's pretty fun. My Greninja sucks and I could get this a few times. Thanks a lot to Apollotion for the recommendation. Go check out his channel for some more cool Greninja info. For Olimar, I have one of the weirdest decks I've covered in this series. It's so cool, but maybe it's because I don't know anything about this character, so maybe any tech for this character is cool to me because I don't know anything about him. I didn't even know you could act out of up B until I started researching for this video. This is reverse platform desync grab, and it's a thing you can do to get your Pikmin to grab while Olimar chills out on a platform like this. And it looks so funky, and you can get a bunch of different follows off it because Olimar's position is different than if you were to go for a normal throw. There's a few ways to set this up according to this video by Sherzo Gavot. Sorry man, I can't pronounce that. You can pluck Pikmin while jumping on a platform, and if you space it right and time it appropriately, then Olimar will be up here and your Pikmin will be down here. And you can do a bunch of silly stuff with this if you set it up right. Another way to set it up is a lot easier. Just F smash and jump to a platform, this time without worrying about the spacing. And you have a ton of stage control, and if you're up against someone who doesn't really know all that much about Olimar or this setup, which is a lot of people, then there's no way they'll be like, oh, they're doing the reverse platform desync grab, and you'll probably be able to get a bunch of cool stuff off it. Unfortunately, smash attacks don't work with this because if you do this, the little homie will just teleport to you up on the platform, so that sucks. But grabs work just fine, and you could always just drop the setup and keep playing, so there's no risk. If you feel like they're gonna expect a grab or get out of the way or something, then you can just leave, and that's it. There's no risk. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. I like it. For Ryu, I felt like your Latin American grandma trying to pronounce the word Netflix. I had no idea what I was doing, and I had to learn to input and pronounce Shakunetsu Hadouken, which in retrospect isn't even that difficult, but I don't know, man. I don't play this character. The Shaku Bounce is an awesome tech I learned from Mac the Knife, whose videos also helped me give you Ken Hadouken Snap last episode, which Ryu can also do, by the way. So you most likely have had this happen to you. You block a projectile and it flies away instead of despawning. It happens sometimes, and it's such an interesting mechanic. I always thought it was just for looks because, I mean, it looks cool, right? And for the most part, it is just a little funny thing that happens, but for Ryu's Shakunetsu Hadouken, because it moves slowly, this can actually help you out if you're quick. If you short hop and use Shaku, you'll hover for a bit, and thanks to this short hop, you will be put in a spot where it'll hit the top of your opponent's shield and refract. And this is the Shaku Bounce, and what this does is it'll make your Shaku safer on shield, it'll set up for shield breaks, and it'll set up for more combos. It's pretty cool. I'll leave a link to Mac the Knife's video on Shaku Bouncing for more info, like setting it up on shorter characters that might low profile the short hop version of it, and some cool combos that you can get. Sheik's tech is Dare Ledge Spacing. This video has had a bunch of weirdly complicated techs, but we're gonna finish off with a simpler one. But just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not actually super crazy and cool. And it gives Sheik a way to... I wrote lethal on my script. I've never used that word before. I don't know why I wrote lethal, but it makes it lethal. Ooh. And it gives Sheik a way to take early stocks, which God knows she needs. Here's how it works. So Sheik's down air is really strong. It's one of Sheik's stronger moves. It spikes for a while, but it's a suicide move, which isn't fun. But a really good way to catch people stalling on ledge is to jab once and down air. If you jab, down air's angle won't send you off the ledge, which is really cool. It's kind of spammable too, and again, down air is one of Sheik's stronger moves, so using it without the risk of killing yourself is really cool. Good luck doing this on Elite Smash though, because people never mix up their ledge get up timing, but I could get it a few times and it works. It's cool. I like it. Just make sure to practice it because I killed myself a bunch of times trying to get it right. But yeah, once you get it to work, you will get some really early kills. And that's all the B tier. Cool. So that was part 5 of the One Tech for Everyone series. I hope you guys found something cool or useful here, or at least enjoy seeing random fun trivia for some fun characters. And Luigi. Alright, that's enough ripping on Luigi. I'm sorry, he's cool, he's a cool guy, but I just don't like touch of death characters, man. What can I say? But he's cool, he's cool. No hate to Luigi players and all that stuff. I don't know, man. Like, grabbing at 0, I don't know, man. I get political a lot. This is me getting political. But yeah, moving on. Next episode, I'm gonna look into these 10 slimes, and like this episode, these 10 upcoming fighters are 10 that I know very little about. Except for Link, he's my boy. But for these other 9, I'd appreciate some suggestions or ideas in the comments below, because I want to make sure I represent each character right. So, you know, I'm looking forward to hearing you guys out. I always read every comment. And if you're enjoying this series so far, make sure to subscribe, you know, make sure you won't miss out on the next part of the series that I'll get out. I'll try to get out as soon as I can. And Yeah, 5k subs, that would be really cool. Also, this is probably the last video without the squeaky chair. Yeah. I always go through a lot of effort trying to edit out the squeaky chair sounds. But this is the last video with the squeaky chair, probably. Hopefully. Thanks for listening to me rant. See you later. Check out the live channel, and that's it. I'm actually done now. I'm actually done.